Hey everyone, welcome back to Lit with Lex. Today we're doing a May reading recap. Guess how many books I read in May? Guess. 10! So some of them I read on my Kindle and 2 of them were audiobooks. So I technically read 8 but listened to 2. Okay. So I'm gonna go through them all, rank them, and then if you've read any of these books, please let me know. And I would love to hear what you thought about them and if we had the same ratings, different ratings, and all that stuff. So let's get to it. The first book we are going to talk about is The Grace Year. I listened to this one on my way to Georgia, and it was amazing. It was just amazing. It just shows all the differences that men and women have in society, especially everywhere. I was going to say America, but what am I talking about? Okay, really everywhere. And basically it follows Charity and the group of girls that she is with. They get shunned to the forest for a year. And this happens every single year. Right when the girls are turning a certain age, they go to the forest and release their magic, which is Lucy. Bruh. Which is, 1, just insane. 2, they don't have any magic. There's a lot going on, okay? So I'm gonna do it spoiler free. So basically they find out some sketchy stuff while they are out there, and they really bond and grow as a group, which is amazing. And there's a little bit of love, and the love does not end how I want it to, but that's okay. And all in all, this book was very good, and I loved how it ended. The girls got so connected, and it was amazing. And there is like a little secret society once they get back, and they're ready to marry and everything like that and do their normal societal duties. But then they have their own little secret society, and they have their meetings and stuff like that, and I just wasn't expecting that, so I thought that was awesome. Y'all should see my cat right now. I'm gonna take a picture and then I will literally put it on here. This is what she's doing right now. So this is us, and this is what she's doing. I don't get it. Next, I'm gonna go over the Lucky River Ranch series. I did not know this was a series, and Trope Bookshop had this as their book of the month for book club. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need to read it. So I got it not knowing that this was the second book in the series. So later in the month, I did read the first book as well. But this book is the second. It was amazing. The spice in this book, the yearning, the everything. He has tattoos. Tattoos for her. Specifically just for her. What? So I was in awe by that, and just how much they just clicked. So they were best friends. It's a friends to lovers kind of thing. She is back from college after doing her clinicals and everything, and she needs to let off a little steam. She wanted just a fling, little something not serious. And she does it with her best friend. What? I love it. I love it. I just was not ready. I ate this book up. I was like, it was so good. So, and then we'll go over the first one, which is called Cash. Now this one was a grumpy sunshine romance, but again, they're all cowboy, and they're all brothers, but that one was very good too. I thought the grumpiness, I thought it was like a good level. Sometimes Grumpy Sunshine really just makes me mad, and I'm like, get over yourself. Why are you this grumpy? Like, do you not have a roof over your head? So it just makes me mad that I'm like, Lex, it's a book. Chill out. It's a book. So then I got over it and I loved it. I really did. I thought it was the perfect balance of Grumpy Sunshine. Again, so steamy. I cannot wait to read her other books. So there is, in the Lucky River Ranch series, hold on. So there's Cash, Wyatt, read those. Then we have Sawyer, Duke, and Ryder. I don't think Duke or Ryder are out yet, but I know Sawyer is. So definitely will be reading that this upcoming month. Cannot wait. But, yeah, highly recommend. They're by Jessica Peterson. I gave both the books a 4 stars. Sorry. Gave Wyatt 5 stars. Gave Cash 4 stars. Both very, very good. Then I listened to Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. It wasn't my favorite, but I'm not a band person. I mean, I was in band, but I played the flute, not like orchestra band. Do you get what I'm saying? So if that's your thing, totally go for it. I thought it was a little bit too fake, if that makes sense. And I know it's like, I know it's a love story. I know it like can be fake, but I just like, I was not vibing with it. It felt like way too fake. Even from the beginning, she was like, I have this poster of him on my wall, and because he's a famous, like, he has a rock band with like his cello and violin and everything like that. And she like is fantasizing about him before he even joins the Pops. And then I was just like, this is so cliche, and it just wasn't my vibe. But if you like it, then awesome. So the lowest I will ever give a book is like 2 stars if I truly hate it, but because I don't like giving 1s. It makes me feel bad. So I gave it 3 stars because I didn't hate it, but it wasn't just like my favorite book ever, if that makes sense. We have You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. So this book, I didn't love. I love her other books. Love. Like, she kills it. But this, it was just like, I don't know. It was like a thriller, but then at the end, like, we were basically done with the book, and then like the last chapter was when everything like went crazy, when normally there's like a few chapters of it going crazy. So it just wasn't my vibe. But basically, it follows Grace Evans. She is a city girl, works in New York City. She wants a chill weekend to just get off the grid, all this stuff. So then she goes to Wyoming in the middle of nowhere and goes to a ranch. And then this guy here, they like literally fall in love in like 2 seconds. That's the part that got me. It was like kind of like a love story, but then it wasn't because it was like so quick and weird. But then the whole time you could tell that the guy was just a little fucking weird. Like, yeah, like weird, just odd. And like, he was like, I've never let her leave. She's never leaving. And I'm like, calm down. Do you know what I mean? I know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, I wouldn't read it again. It's not one of the best thrillers I've read. I've read a lot of thrillers, so that's not saying anything bad or good. If you loved this book, I love that for you. I rated it a 3. So again, it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't amazing. Do you know what I mean? So still love her. I do really want to read her book, The Perfect Divorce, but then I've heard mixed reviews because I love The Perfect Marriage. It's on here somewhere. I don't even know where. Oh, is it behind me? Yep, right here. Boom. See, I love Perfect Marriage, but this one just was not my cup of tea, which kind of upset me because I was really excited. Okay. Now, we have the Caraval series. This series was amazing. I'm not joking. It was amazing. So it's a young adult fantasy. And basically, I rated them all 4 stars because they were really good. But I think if I read it at a different time, I would definitely give it higher. I'm just kind of tired of young adult fantasy right now. I don't know why. Is that weird? I think that's a little weird. But anyway, I'm just tired of it, so I need to get out of young adult fantasy. But everyone's like, you need to read Once Upon a Broken Heart now. And I'm like, I want to, but meh. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it's based in like a carnival setting. That runs the carnival is called Legend, and he is quite literally a legend. Like, the grandma knows about him, she's been to his carnival, all this stuff, okay? Or his carnival. And basically the whole first book, they are going on this wild chase to win Carnival. And once you win, you get a magical, one thing that you really want. And it was just great going through all of that, but then you don't know who to trust. You don't know who's actually in Carnival and who's not. And the sister goes missing, and it's just crazy. And I was hooked. I could not put this book down. I think I finished this. Look how thick it is. It's thickums. I finished it in maybe 3 sittings. How many pages is it? Yeah, it's 400 pages. And I finished it in 1 to 2 days. Pretty awesome. So then we have Legendary. So this keeps going with Caraval because obviously Caraval ends on a cliffhanger. But this, it follows more of her sister's point of view. But it still has her point of view. So it still has Scarlett's point of view, but it's more focused on Donatella and how she is. And she accidentally... Is this one? And since I read them so quick, I cannot distinguish in between certain books. Okay, but the first one is more about saving Scarlett from her arranged marriage that everyone knew wasn't going to be good because why? Why, everyone? It's arranged, okay? So, terrible, right from the get. So, Tella saves her from that. And then for the second one... Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, so this one, Donatella she has a debt to pay to this man that she barely knows. And so he wants the true identity of Legend. Okay? Which is pretty crazy because no one knows who Legend is. Literally no one. And then it ends up, I can't tell you because it'll spoil it all. But she knows the person. And we know the person. And we are shook by the whole thing, basically. That's it. That's all. Then finale. Okay, finale was actually wild because this one is what really got me. So again, it's another Caraval, but it's because they're looking for, I don't know how to say her name, Elentine's lost hair. And she accidentally says she is she's the fiance and is his fiance, because at first when she got to the kingdom, they said, we don't have any room for you. I was like, what? Then they were like, no, she's the dude's fiance. What? The hair's fiance. I was like, oh my god. So then, I don't know why they thought nothing bad would happen. Everything went downhill from there. Turns out, it's Jax, and he is, drumroll please, he's a dude that can kill people. Like if you kiss him, yeah. I was like, what? So then she like gets stuck in the deck of cards and they find their mom after they haven't found them in forever. Like, I can't even tell you how insane this book was. The amount in this book that I was just like, what the heck? Like, I was just not, like, Legendary wasn't as gripping as Finale was. And I was like, how are they gonna fit everything in here? Like, I was nervous that it wasn't gonna fit, but it did. Woo! So, the whole series, I rate it like 4 out of 5 stars. Again, if I was really vibing with young adult fantasy, I would definitely have given it probably a 4.5 to 5 stars. But again, not vibing with your young adult fantasy right now. Don't know why. We're gonna go over The Wedding People. This book was insane. And when I say insane, I mean insane. Right from the get, okay, first, check your trigger warnings. If you are gonna read this, check trigger warnings before. But one of the girls' moms that I coach recommended me this book, and I was like, I have to read it. And the cover is so cute. Like, stop. That's adorable. This follows Phoebe. And the reason it's called The Wedding Guest is because where she goes, it's basically a place where she is going. It's a super expensive resort hotel where she is going to herself. And she plans it that way. Her husband just left her for her friend. And she is just not vibing with life. I get it. I completely understand. So basically, she's here to do that, and then she runs into the bride, and the bride gives her a goodie bag, and she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here. And Phoebe's like, yo, I like don't know her, but I'm gonna act like I know her or whatever. And then Phoebe is a very blunt person, so guess what she does? She goes, I'm here to kill myself. And then the bride was like, no, you're not. You are not ruining my wedding. And she was like, no, I'm gonna do it like super chill. No one will know about it. Like, it's not even gonna be a bloodbath. And Phoebe said no. And basically was inviting her to every event they had. And the way it turns out is like, gives you this feeling of like happy yet like, oh, this is life. Like, it's just so lifelike. And there's so many emotions, so much that she has to like discover about herself. And like, she finds out immediately that she doesn't want to kill herself after the first night. And turns out she actually falls in love with the bride's husband. What? And and he falls in love with her as well. But basically, the bride and him don't get along. Like, it's not, and the bride's dad just died and gave her all this money. And they don't even love each other. She didn't even want to marry him. Like, it was just kind of like a weird situation where you just think you're supposed to do this, so you're just gonna do it, when really she doesn't want to. And I thought that was just so, I don't know, crazy. And this book made me feel all the feels, and the end of it, I definitely felt like crying. Just 'cause life. And if you read this book, please tell me you felt the same way. And yeah, but definitely recommend. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It was a very, very good book, but because I cried, I didn't give it 5 stars. Oops. Oh my goodness. Now this book, I have never read anything by Grady Hendrix until now, and wow. This book is insane. So, the Final Girl Support Group follows girls that they are the final girl of like a mass exiting, basically. And they're the only ones to survive. And then they do a whole support group to basically comfort each other and make sure they're all okay. And it's been going on for decades, like literal decades. And turns out there's another mass, and they're a part of it, and you are along for the ride to see who's gonna survive, and no one is believing Lynette because they think Lynette is insane, and she's like, no, like someone's trying to kill us all, and they're like, nuh-uh. And she's like, literally in 3 days, 3 of us have died. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, we don't believe you. And this cover, stunning. So anyway, it ends crazy. I don't know if you want spoilers or not, but basically the therapist who is doing the support group or leading it, her son is the one who's like out for everyone, and he has been for years, and then he planned it all, and this girl is in on it with him, and it's just crazy. I highly recommend. This was a book. This was crazy. So I highly recommend, and yeah. We're gonna go over our June TV. So my goal is to hit 12 books, which I think I can do, but we will see. I have no idea, because I'm gonna be busy, because guess what? I'm moving. How am I gonna move all these books? So stay tuned how I'm gonna do that. Yeah, but I'm starting to pack up to move, so I don't know how I'm gonna get this done. I might do a lot of audiobooks, but we will see, okay? Okay, so June TBR, The Tenant, The Conditions of Will, One Dark Window, and Two Twisted Crowns. They're both for my book club. And then Shield of Sparrows. I've only heard good things. Caught Up. Second book to Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. Cannot wait. Again, I'm not reading that one. I'm listening to it first, then I'll actually read it. The Tempest of Tea. I've only heard good things. Want to read it. And then My Sister the Serial Killer, which sounds really interesting. Yeah, so that's only 8, but I know something else will pop up and I'll want to read it. Oh, Sawyer. I want to read Sawyer by Jessica Peterson, the third in the Lucky River Ranch series. So that was my May reading recap and my June TBR. If any of these are on your TBR or you have read them, please comment and tell me what you thought about them. If you think I'm insane for rating them how I did, anything you want, I don't even care. Thank you so much for staying until the end, and like, comment, and subscribe.